Greetings and welcome! It's officially fall here in Carve Cottage, and we are so excited to celebrate our favorite season in the Sleepy Hollow countryside.
September 22nd is not only the autumn equinox, but it is a very special day for us, and that is our
Wedding day!
So yes, we did get married on the first day of fall. We planned it that way.
There's always so much we want to celebrate during this season, but it can be very overwhelming to plan everything out. So we came up with a cozy autumn bucket list with 10 cozy ways to enjoy the fall.
We thought it'd be fun to kick off fall together by going through the different 10 activities together and just kind of talking about the different traditions and festivities that we like to do every year to make the most out of our favorite season. Of course, this list is more of a guideline. It's not supposed to be stressful, but kind of just a helpful way to incorporate slow living into our autumn.
So if you would like to participate in our cozy bucket list, you can do so on Instagram by using the hashtag #ThisCharmingAutumn. But if you are not on social media, you can still participate by dropping a comment in the comment section below.
So why don't we grab a cup of tea and let's get started.
So number 1 on our cozy bucket list is called sweater weather. And what do we mean by that?
So that is all about pulling out our autumn wardrobe, getting our cardigans out, and putting together our fall color palette. Like to do our little folky cottagecore style.
Getting bundled up.
Yeah, and what do we like to do?
We like to go out on picnics.
Yes.
And I don't talk about one picnic, I'm talking about 2 or 3 or even 4.
As many as we can while the weather is just right, that perfect crisp autumn weather. Number 2 is fall foliage.
First of all, it's such a fun name, isn't it?
Fall foliage.
So when we do fall foliage, we go out and enjoy the trees, the colors, and pretty much the nature.
If you've been watching our channel for a little bit, you know we love to go out and forage every season, and so in the fall we love to look for different things, and then you like to pick leaves to press.
And I like to pick acorns.
And acorns.
They are just so funny. I like to press the leaves, and it's a lot of things you can do with them. And you can just decorate with it. And
yeah.
What's your favorite thing with fall foliage?
Oh, there's just nothing like the view on the countryside when the leaves are turning. It's just magical.
Not to mention the wonderful fragrance in the nature when the leaves start to turn.
This year we have a fun idea because we thrifted this book earlier this year, and it's called Trees, A Guide to Familiar American Trees, and it has really lovely illustrations in it. It's high time that we start learning how to identify all the different trees in our area, so I think that'll be a fun way to make the most out of our fall foliage walks.
Number 3 on our bucket list is visiting a farm. Isn't it a lot of fun you can have on a farm?
Yeah, nothing like an old-fashioned farm visit.
Could you give us an example?
Well, we always love to go apple picking, or if they have a corn maze, that's really fun. Going through the pumpkin patch is probably the thing that makes me most happy every fall. And we'll pick a few to bring back to the cottage. We love going to farms and just supporting them during the end of their harvest season. And sometimes they're holding fall festivals, they have live music, and it's just such a fun time.
Another thing you can do on a farm is to enjoy a farm fresh cup of coffee. And sometimes they even have cider donuts.
Our favorite. Absolutely. Can't stop eating those every fall. Number 4 is to decorate, and we usually start pretty early because we want to enjoy the fall decorations from like August to September, and then our Halloween decorations from like September to October.
To decorate for fall does not have to be to decorate for Halloween. because you can actually enjoy the fall decorations a while before you put out the more spooky decoration.
Mm-hmm.
So we really like to decorate both inside and outside, and for the outside we usually decorate the porch with corn stalks.
Yeah.
And maybe that sounds weird, but would you like to explain a little bit?
I just think it's such a fun old-fashioned way to decorate with natural materials. So we like to have real pumpkins and corn stalks on the porch, and we'll make it fun by putting on some country music like bluegrass and just make it all festive while we put up the corn stalks. Have a good old-fashioned time.
A good old hoedown.
Yeah.
So number 5 on our list, and this is one of my favorite, that's called fall treat. And here is when we get creative, and there's a lot of flavorful recipes you can use just for fall with all the flavors. I feel like fall is a season of flavors.
It is, and we make a lot of pies. Pumpkin pies, mud pies, fruit pies. Our favorite one is a recipe that we started to do when we were living in Sweden.
Yeah, and that's a mix of like a lot of fruit, whatever fruit you have, I would say. And it's called harvest fruit pie.
It never quite tastes like fall until we make that recipe. And we usually like to do it around our anniversary.
Yeah.
I love this cookbook because it just has so many wonderful recipes for desserts and for meals, and it's called Autumn in the Country. It has the cutest cover. Last year we had a pumpkin picnic in front of the cottage where we tried to do all pumpkin recipes that I found out of the cookbook, and that was a really cozy time in front of the cottage. So number 6 on our list is to write a letter. And I know people tend to write more holiday cards, but I always think it's fun to write to my pen pals in the autumn because it's like my favorite season. I'm so glad Jonas created our own beautiful It's a Charming Greeting postcard, so I can send that out to all my pen pals and on Patreon too. So how would you describe the artwork that you created for these postcards?
I would describe it as our Carve cottage. And it's the scenery, a fall dream with a little scarecrow in a field and a lot of pumpkins. And it's a little cute autumn poem that we actually wrote ourselves.
Would you please read it for us?
Sure. Oh, crisp autumn weather, my kettle is calling. It's calling your name when the leaves start falling. Please do come in, don't you stay outside my door. Tea and laughter have always room for one more.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
And that one more might be your friend that you're writing to. Imagine what happiness and joy you can share. Number 7 on our list is reading a book, and here is where it can be extra cozy.
Isn't it fun to pick a different book to read each autumn and get on all the cozy vibes?
Or maybe you read like the same book every season, like a little tradition.
That's so true.
Like this Sleepy Hollow book that I always read from.
Alright, it wouldn't be Halloween season without reading The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. And speaking of which, in the Sleepy Hollow Book Club this autumn and winter, we'll be reading dark academia classics together, so we hope you'll join us for that. And I'm planning on reading The House of the Seven Gables for the first time.
We come to number 8, and that is a cozy movie night. And we have a long list of movies that we try to watch every fall. To name a few, Sleepy Hollow with Johnny Depp, and Dead Poets Society, and Hocus Pocus is a fun tradition. But there's a lot of good movies with the fall vibes in that you can enjoy.
There's always certain TV shows that always get us into the fall spirit the most. Would be Gilmore Girls, of course. Once Upon a Time also has a wonderful fall atmosphere, and Over the Garden Wall has those cozy, spooky vibes. So number 9 on our list is to support a small business, and we really wanted to include this on the list because we just think it's such an important thing to do. So the stuff that we try to buy from small shops is the stuff that we like to use the most during cozy season, whether that's candles, like that are handmade and they smell amazing. And so of course we had to mention Tea Spectral because we did a tea blend collaboration with them of our own blend called Cozy Cottage. So there's a limited edition tea tins available this fall, but we also have the bags available all year round with Jonas's beautiful artwork. And what inspired your artwork for this one?
It was of course the cottage who inspired the artwork for this, but also like the critters who lives around us.
And that are very busy in the fall.
They are very busy, and it's so fun to see them stocking nuts and all that sort of thing.
But they always take time for tea.
They always take time for tea. So number 10 and the last on our list is carve a pumpkin, maybe the most essential around the fall season, I would say.
But I think it's so interesting because you didn't grow up with Halloween in Sweden, but now you are a professional pumpkin carver.
Correct.
So you definitely don't have trouble checking that one off your list every year.
So working with pumpkins in the fall is always busy for me, so I even have a hard time to find time to do a pumpkin for the cottage.
So that is one on our list that is hard for us to do every year. Sometimes it happens after Halloween, but we always try to do it still. It's fun to do together. And last year you created the most beautiful Cobweb Cottage jack-o'-lantern, and I am excited to see what you do this year.
Me too. And pumpkin doesn't have to be like a masterpiece. It can just be something you do with the family to have fun. And even if you don't have sharp tools or something like that, you can just paint something fun. Paint a funny face on a pumpkin. It doesn't have to glow. It can just be like something that you enjoy doing together. So what's on your bucket list? Is there something that we didn't cover that is important to you? We would love to hear how you celebrate fall where you live.
So we hope you had a really cozy time with us going through all of our favorite fall festivities. Let's say that 5 times fast. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. We'd love to have you for all of the Cozy Cottage content, and check out our blog. It's acharminglife.com. There's lots of fun fall stuff on there too. Wishing you all a very charming autumn. Bye for now.